Hello, I'm Glenn, a member of the sales team here at Quelfire, and in this video we're going to discuss about fire ratings. Most specifically, does a tested detail for a higher fire rating also cover a lower fire rating? So before we get into answering that question, first I guess it's important to determine what a fire rating actually is. So on most of our details, the fire rating is displayed in this column here, in this table on the bottom left, and the fire ratings are given as an EI rating. So EI is integrity, which is the E, and insulation, which is the I. So integrity is the physical passage of fire through the seal. The insulation rating is the transfer of heat through the seal. As part of the BSEN 1366 Part 3 requirement, it states that the total transfer of heat through the seal should not exceed more than 180 degrees centigrade above ambient at any point during the test. So that's what the EI rating means, and all of our details will have that in this column. So this detail, for example, provides EI 120, so that's 120 minutes integrity and insulation. So all of these ratings are an up to rating, so it covers anything below. So when we do a fire test, we will normally test essentially until the point of failure. So we will test to get as much as possible out of the scenario so that it covers the widest possible range of requirements or applications on site. So the point is, a detail might state EI 120, which is obviously 120 minutes, 2 hours, but if you perhaps have an EI 60 requirement, that detail still covers it. So it's anything up to 120, which covers you for 60 minutes, covers you for 90 minutes if that's a requirement. Anything up to that 120 minutes is covered. So yes, the simple answer is a detail for a higher fire rating also covers a lower one. Another important thing to note when it comes to looking at fire ratings is in some cases the integrity rating, so the E rating, will be higher than the insulation rating or the I rating. So the insulation rating, the transfer of heat, often fails before the actual integrity rating fails or the integrity of the seal fails. So the transfer of heat will often increase above that 180 degrees before the integrity or the physical fire fails, so physical fire comes through the seal. So in some cases you will get a rating like this one here, for example. So for cables bigger than 21 mil in diameter, the rating drops from EI 120 for cables smaller than 21 mil to E 120, EI 60 for cables bigger than 21 mil in diameter. So what that means is it still gives 120 minutes integrity, but the insulation rating drops to 60 minutes. And that, as we've said, is displayed as E120, EI60. So if you had a requirement on a project for an EI120 fire rating, whilst all your cables up to 21 millimeters in diameter are covered by this detail, once you get cables that are bigger than 21 mil in diameter, they would not be covered by this detail. You'd need to perhaps look at a different solution. So hopefully that explains it and answers anyone who might have that question. If you've got any more queries about fire ratings or you're unsure about whether there are details suitable for your requirement, please do get in touch with our technical team on the details on the screen. We'd be happy to help and identify relevant details for your project.